council to order. And look over the agenda and don't see any corrections. Anybody have any questions about the agenda? If not, entertain a motion for approval of the agenda. Second? Motion and a second. Next is the minutes of the last meeting. Any questions on the amendments of the last meeting? I didn't see anything. We have one item, under the mayor's report, item B, C, and D. We will discuss that further when further down in the meeting. If there's no other questions on the minutes, a motion for approval of the May 30 minutes.
So moved.
Second?
Yeah.
Unanimous? Next is financial reports. You've got some there. Got somewhere, but I don't know where it is. First is Exhibit A. For the month, we had in the general fund budget, we had an increase of $21,000, and for the year-to-date change, $208,000 to the good. The balances are shown. The total balance is $2.954 million, and that's in our all funds budget. And attached is a deposit slip showing how many different accounts you have here, 12 or 13 different accounts, and the amount received in each account. If you'll notice, we had another good LOST month, another good municipal court month, another good distributor tax month, and TABT tax was good during May. Not so good in the June check, I noticed this week. Any questions? The total revenue for the month in the general fund was $100,060. Next is Exhibit B. That is the general fund revenue only. You'll see the difference in the year-to-date revenue and year-to-date expenditures. We're plus $222,000 in the general fund, and that's our primary operating account. And if you'll notice there, the percentile that we're over in every account, we're over practically in every account, over budget. So we had a good year. Motion that the financial reports for May be approved.
Second.
Motion is second. Next, rather than go over all of these exhibits and things that you've looked at, I have got my annual state of the city letter, and it contains practically everything that we will discuss leading up to the approval of the budget. Okay. So if y'all would just read along with me, and if you have any questions the end, I'll try my best to answer. I am pleased to present to you the proposed annual budgets for the fiscal year beginning July 1 and ending July the 30th. In accordance with Georgia law and city charter, the annual budget should be presented for public inspection and adopted by the City Council prior to July 1. A public hearing was held at East Ellijay City Hall on June 25th at 3:30. That's today. Budget goals established by the mayor and department heads guided the development of the final product. And key points in the budget: the general fund operating budget contains compensation and benefits for 12 full-time positions, 1 part-time position, 4 council members. Contract personnel include a city attorney, city engineer, city judge, municipal prosecuting attorney, public defender, court translator, probation officer, internal auditor, solid waste contractor, and 2 part-time public works contractors. The solid waste disposal fee for semi-weekly residential curbside pickup in bags only will continue to be waived for inner-city residents. Business and commercial entities use area contractors for waste disposal. Subject to ratification by the City Council, this will be on the agenda today. The city's property tax millage rate will be reduced from 3.5 mils to 3 mils for tax year 2019. The city staff is recommending that council waive all personal and business property tax again this year. Property taxes have not been collected in East Ellijay since 1976. Compensation benefits for employees and elected officials will probably account for about 47.7% of total appropriations in the all funds budget. This figure in last year's budget was 57%. And the reason for that reduction is obvious. I'll explain it to you later on. It's the $300,000, or the proposed $300,000 expenditure. Continuing, the proposed budget contains $50,000 for an additional lump sum payment into the city's retirement plan to further reduce the unfunded liability currently existing in the plan. The monthly premium will be increased from $3,128 to $3,482 effective July 1, 2019. That's monthly. The city's monthly contribution annualized will be increased. This includes the $50,000. Will be increased from $37,000 to $41,000. Total cost of the benefit for next fiscal year will be approximately $91,789. Total expenditures for group insurance during FY 18-19 will be around $198,145, which was $19,000 under budget projections. The City Council has approved the addition of an eye care benefit effective July 1, 2019. The monthly premium will also fluctuate with personnel changes from time to time. The 2019 budget for group insurance benefits is $215,944 annualized. The general fund budget projected a transfer from reserve funds of $253,703 to balance the adopted budget. That's the budget that we just completed. I am pleased to report that a drawdown from our reserve funds will not be necessary, as actual revenue projections will be approximately $1,590,000 and actual expenditures will be $1,380,000. Although exact figures will not be available until we close out the month of June, our general fund balance, including certificates of deposit, should have increased by about $210,000 during FY 18-19. The estimated balance in our all funds type budget at the end of FY 18-19 should be approximately $2,962,000. This figure represents a 12-month increase of approximately $215,000. LOST revenue for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2019 should exceed $410,000 and will be over budget projections by about $60,000. Municipal court revenue received will be about $417,000, which exceeds budget projections by approximately $157,000. Although $140,000 of the total court revenue collected during this fiscal year has been or will be returned to approximately 12, I've got various, but approximately 12 government entities or agencies as mandated by law. During the current fiscal year 18-19, our surplus 204 SPLOST funds were expended and the account was closed. For Y'all familiar, it was 2004 Splash Act. The city will have two 2014 Splash CD accounts totaling approximately $330,000. Now, these are restricted for paving and street maintenance. Now, and the general fund checking account, Splash checking account with a year-end balance of $44,000. The city's population growth is still about the same as in recent years. The city staff is hopeful that anticipated construction projects in the Highland area prior to the 2020 census will enable us to reach a level which will increase our position during intergovernmental per capita negotiations with officials from Montgomery County and the city of Ellijay. Y'all all understand that? All city employees, including our many contract employees, are well-trained, dedicated individuals with performance levels above and beyond expectations. As long as we have a good team and work together, we can provide the required services to our citizens without any property tax assessments. The city remains in excellent financial condition with adequate reserves in the general operating fund in our four restricted accounts. At the end of May 2019, the city had 8 general fund CDs totaling $2,127,000 and 2 2014 Splash Act CDs totaling $330,000. As the mayor, I am pleased to report that no reduction in employee compensation or benefits are anticipated, and no services will be reduced or curtailed in FY 1920, respectively. Any questions? Now, any further questions on the budget? Everything is entailed in the all funds budget in resolution number 1904, which is the next thing that is in your packet. And this will be duly recorded by the city clerk and the mayor. And you want to go ahead and sign it?
That's your exhibit, I've got an original.
We can do that later.
Yeah.
But this, in effect, this lists each account that we have, and I mean each appropriation out of each of our 6 accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, 5 accounts. It's section 2, 3, 4, and 5. Any questions on the funds? This is the projected. For example, in all of them together, it'll be $1,957,000. No, excuse me, that's the general fund only. And then the hotel motel is $92,000. Public safety, which is a condemnation account, that's restricted. We're just budgeting $3,000 for that account, but it's always more. And then the local option sales tax fund for SPLOST, we budget $100,000, and that'll about cover that. And the court technology fee, which is an add-on, we budgeted $8,000. That would pretty well cover that, probably be around 10. So any questions regarding resolution number 1904? If not, I'll entertain a motion for its approval. Motion second. Unanimous? Next item on the agenda, that was included in your letter. It's a letter it's a memo to me, to the council members, and I respectfully request a reduction in the city's property tax millage rate from 3.5 to 3 mils. Also, I'm requesting we continue the city's long-term policy of waiving personal property tax for our citizens, as well as commercial tax for all entities and individuals owning any type property or conducting any type business within our city limits. So we'll take 2 motions on that. First, to reduce the millage rate from 3.5 to 3 mils. Motion?
So moved.
Second? Unanimous. And then a second motion to continue the waiving of the property tax for another year to all citizens and business entities. Motion?
Second.
Unanimous. Moving right along. And I am happy to report that due to the diligence of all of our citizens and having keep expenditures at a low level, we are having on July the 1st, all citizens will, all employees will receive an $800 bonus. And the only thing that's coming out of it will be FICA. There will be no taxes withheld. So I need a motion. We've done this, I guess, for how many years, Don?
Since I've been here.
Since you've been,
Well, since I've been
and you're
here.
the longest?
Yeah.
And when were you here? Linda? No, this Linda.
Me.
You were here in 2002?
No, yeah.
We've been doing it for over 20 years.
What year did we move in this building?
We were doing it before I went to Ellijay.
15.
Oh, really?
No, we were doing
Was
it
it
probably
here when you were in your
probably
first term?
97 or 98.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing it a long time. And every year I'm happy to report, we're under budget. But we do a good job of keeping expenditures down, and I credit all of the staff for that. And especially some of the staff we got now. Well, no, we've been blessed with good employees over the years, and I've been blessed with a good council. So I need a motion that we approve this pay increase. And if y'all don't approve it, I'll have to pay it myself, because I already called it in.
So moved.
And, oh, by the way, that check, staff, that check will come out Monday, dated July 1. Since our SI ended Sunday, don't distribute it until, make sure they're not cashed until July. Next on the agenda is
It is the new businesses.
I got it mixed in.
Yeah.
I got public hearing and all mine. Okay, this is a memo from Valerie Crump, City Clerk. Since our last council meeting, the following new business licenses have been issued by the City Clerk's office: Ellijay Communications, Highlands. I'm not gonna try that. Yayo's Barber and Nail Shop, Hefner Street. Wow, I guess that's the pronouncement. Nutrition Club, Russell Drive. Need a motion, we approve those 3 new business entities. Second? Second. Let me have that operational concept. We have a proposed operational concept plan. It's number ID 048, received from the Georgia Department of Transportation, and the plan, if implemented, should serve to improve traffic flow at the state road. Let me read it off. State Route 52, State Route 2 intersection with State Route 282, State Route 5, and State Route 515 at the River Bridge in East Ellijay.
I'll be at slow release.
So does everybody know where that is?
There is a name for that.
Spaghetti jump.
No, that's the way they got it on the document. So
We call it the intersection from hell.
So this is a document for non-financial support, Mac, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Non-financial support for the collection of relevant data and information. And this will be, this form, I guess this is an application for support. It will be signed and sealed by the city clerk and the mayor and forwarded to the DOT traffic engineer in Atlanta. Is that?
Yes, sir.
is that
After our meeting with them, they just need our go-ahead
I've got an original.
to do this.
And by the way, yeah, okay, I need a motion and a second that we approve this document.
they're gonna take all the numbers and proceed with it, and then come back and show us at the end exactly what they're gonna do before they do it.
But now, they've made some changes already in
They
the timing
adjusted,
process.
they
I've
adjusted the
noticed.
red lights to coordinate with 52 and 515, which is heavy.
Yeah, it's, you can tell it's better.
Wait till school starts.
Yeah, but as many times as I go through it every day,
I can tell it's
Yeah, I can tell
better.
it's different. Okay,
I move be approved.
second?
Anything get done here?
Nope, nothing else there. I'll have to sort all that out later.
Yeah, I think this is mine. Let me make sure.
I'll have to refer back to the
Yeah,
minutes.
I stapled mine together. Yeah, it is. Next is the postponement for the.
Okay, old business, or rather, under the mayor's report, I've got a postponement of things to do list pending by the council and staff. So at the last meeting, we handed out legal pads for y'all to go around and make a list of the buildings that needed to be renovated and are condemned, and the street signs and anything in general that affected the general appearance, things to be noted, and there's quite a few. Well, I won't get into it today, because I won't disclose any of the stuff that I've noted, but anyhow, we will do that in the next meeting, or maybe even the meeting after. But that'll give Kenny something to do this winter. But anyhow, there's several things that I've noted that need to be corrected, and can be corrected. And we have the funds to do it, so we need to do it. And we have money in the budget to handle some of the renovations and that's. Next, council members report. Don,
I don't have anything.
anybody got anything, council? Next, committee members report. Call on Don again. Water and Sewer Authority?
Yeah, we had a meeting last night, actually, toured the water treatment plant. You haven't been up there.
Well, I haven't been up there in years.
Gary Nix, the superintendent up there, is inviting the public to come and tour it. It's really, they do a really good job up there. He's on top of things up there, so. Cleanest place, one of the cleanest places I've seen, that's it.
I might take my grandson up there if they're ready for him.
Yeah, just, he's, I think he asked, did he ask you to put it in the paper, the public's welcome to come up
Oh,
and
really?
tour? So, it's worth the trip up there. We approved the budget for this coming year, the last meeting, not last night, but the meeting before.
Is there a substantial increase in?
Not a big increase, the operating budget will be around 4 million, I think, but projected revenues are gonna be between 6 and 7, so. Water Authority's doing really well financially right now.
So how much bond in debt does she got roughly?
2, I think. I'm not positive about that. I can get that for you, but I'm not positive about that. We talked about some future projects too. There's gonna be hopefully another tie-in with Pickens County on the Round Top Road section in there. It's gonna
Oh,
be-
really?
Yeah, we're trying to do one of them next year, with the CBDG grant.
How far away?
It's about 3-4 miles, isn't it?
So
Something like
there's
that.
there's 8 or 10 each line that distance?
Yeah.
The line runs like this down through there, and so if we get one line,
Does it go out by Sunlight Church?
way on down, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, way on down?
It's on down there pretty good.
Almost to
To
the
the
Pickens
full-
County line. there.
Oh, to the old beer joint down
Yeah.
there? Yeah, and up the hill,
Right.
yeah.
We're gonna try to do that in 2 phases, so
That's the forestry property down there, yeah, I'm familiar with that area. That's good. JDA report?
I don't have anything for that. I texted Kent to come by if he could, but like we talked about before, a lot of things he works on that he can't really talk about.
Yeah, I understand.
We haven't had a meeting recently, so I don't have anything to report there.
Housing and development. Mac, you wanna cover yours or?
I can briefly, There's no new, the memorandum that you have in your thing, there, we'll just go from it.
Yeah, just give us a number of those projects.
We just dropped down to C, 302 Fowler Street is a remodeling of a house. They've been ongoing for a while, but I gave them a CO on permanent power the other day, so, but they still got a long way to go on that. When we go on down to the Fern Pritchett, project that's pending,
Yeah, what's the status of that?
they're finished with the college, they got their opening, and you can tell they're doing that. He's got 2 projects ahead of us right now, but he is gonna give me a heads up, maybe even possibly next week.
Has he inflated the price any?
No, sir, he was still good with it, and, we're gonna call 511 and get the dig tickets here shortly.
Good,
He will let me know, and hopefully by next month, they will do that.
good.
Mo's Restaurant has submitted their land disturbance permit and their building permit, and they have gone to the bank, and the only reason it's pending is the guy won't go to work till the bank releases the money. So it'll be probably sometime right after the July the 1st. They'll have to wait 14 days for EPD, but you'll see them putting up the silk fence first. And then I'll talk, we've got one more that's not official, so I'll just cover it in depth next month. The medical facility that's going in right, I've introduced him to the contractor, and as he's doing the land disturbing, the water and sewer, he's gonna help him and extend it on out to bring it out. They might do it all at one time, and then pave the street. And on the residential projects, James Waters, I got a CO for lot number 2 on Chicken Pen, and South State Bank, which is not really anything to do with the city, except they just ran it by me. They sold their lot, the acre lot in between South State and the other prominent building there. And it's just a private lot for sale now.
Did you pay?
Oh, yeah, parking lot, everything.
Yeah, I thought that lot was paid.
Oh, yeah, it's paved, it's just, I
Do you
guess,
know who bought it?
I just broke it off to sale.
Oh, for sale.
They haven't sold it yet.
Okay.
And then the Taco Bell just had the 2 air conditioners changed. We can relate to this when we built this building, we got an air conditioner sitting there, so they hooked them all up, and they didn't work, so they had to change out both air conditioners after going into the new building. And that's all that.
Seems like there's something else.
Well, there was something you was gonna cover in the mayor's report or old business
Yeah,
about
what was it?
about the land purchase.
Yeah, what's the status of the land purchase with the county?
It's still on. They had their meetings that you've read about in the papers. They had to do a floodplain study, which is it is in the floodplain, but the 500-year floodplain is up at the top where they want to build a building. And then they have to have a letter from the railroad to gain access there, even though they gave them permission to do the soccer field, but they also have to have a letter from the railroad to make it official before they can commit to it.
They're not anticipating any problem with it.
They can't get them to call them back. And so, well, it's really, Yoko's coming into town tomorrow, and but it's no deadline. July the 1st, we're just gonna let them buy the property, and then we reimburse them.
Wasn't there some question of them having to put a gate there?
Well, they wanted to put the lights down, the railroad does, but they only run it once a year just to keep it open. And so as they dove into it, they found out that the railroad actually sold it to the Blue Ridge. That section of ours been sold to the city. And so,
Well, this, from the depot up to where it runs through the property that I'm familiar with, it's not fit to
I know it, they
safety
did a
ride
lot
with
of
training.
work. So
Now, is it bad down through Ellijay, down south, or?
I don't know. All I know it's bad at Progress Road where you have to go across them things down there. That's the only place I go to. But that's the 3 issues and the the county's working on it, and so we'll have a meeting once they get those resolved, and then, they make the purchase, then we'll reimburse them. So that's all I know.
So we're gonna, have we decided whether we're gonna buy the land or are they gonna?
No, they will
What does the
buy it.
county wanna do? How does the county wanna
The
have it?
county wanted to buy it and make it meet all their requirements.
And us just reimburse the county?
Reimburse the county as an in-kind, investment.
Yeah, that would be, that's the way we've handled it in the budget.
And the legal system, they have to get, they will use the county lawyers and do all the due diligence. And then once they're ready to buy, then we will.
So there's two things pending, floodplain.
Really, there's three.
And
There's the-
railroad.
There's the other one is there's a 100-foot easement of the high voltage that goes across the property up near the railroad tracks. And it might interfere with where they want to put the building originally.
Is it on the east or west side of the railroad track?
I think this will be on the west, so it's not.
Really, on the same side as the property?
Yes, the property don't cross the railroad tracks. The only issue.
No, there's probably a 50 or 100 foot right of way there.
It's just
It's
an
100
easement.
feet north, yeah.
You can't build directly under, for 100 foot. So, but you can, do everything else, you just can't put property there.
But weren't they gonna put the building or the pool up next to the railroad track? You know,
I don't think
there's a
that
high
has-
road there.
They've got, in the paper the other day, they've got engineers drawing up the plans for the pool and the building. And when they have that final, where it's gonna place it at and what it'll cost to build, then we'll.
Now, did they build up that soccer field any,
They raised it, a little, but it got flooded during the biggest flood they had, 2 blocks up into the.
2 blocks into that little building that's on,
Concession
next to the railroad, close to the railroad?
No, it's 100 yards below.
100 feet from the track?
No, 100 yards or even more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it goes uphill from that point. If it only got 2 foot there, it didn't get halfway up this property.
Halfway up to the railroad track. Street department, Kenny, you got anything, or are you happy?
I'm pretty well happy, other than a few trees we got down, we gotta get that in a few days, but we got about 5
Oh,
or 6
Kenny
trees.
worked all
down.
this weekend too, by the way. And Mac's gonna pay him because it was on his road.
Well, I work for free.
Oh, yeah, he already hit me up for money. He said not to give Kenny anything, to give it all to him.
He was so good, the Georgia Power guy, he said, let him keep doing it, and I'll just help y'all.
Yeah.
And then when he
I
got to.
think Georgia Power man was really complimentary of your timber cutting abilities, Kenny.
But in all honesty too, he really helped us too, because there was 2 more that was gonna fall later, and he went ahead and
He
cut
went ahead.
these in the butt.
Good.
He cut them, so,
You didn't
Yeah,
have
we've
sticks
had a
on
good
it.
relation with Georgia Power going all the
No,
way
he
back.
went in buckets.
They said the bucket and the sticks on it, that's what you do.
Yeah. I tell you what now, too, everybody working together, our contractors, I went to get the mail the other, Thursday morning, and those weed eaters on First Avenue were on their tiptoes cutting that bank up as high as they could reach. That beats all I ever seen, how good workers they are.
They do a good job. We've been lucky to have you. We need to give Junior, I'm sure you do, Mac. I'm sure you tell him how much we appreciate his efforts, keeping a good staff.
I even do better than that, I buy them drinks.
Police department, Larry, have your guys done anything this month?
Well, they did enough to pay for their keep. So, we had 184 arrests, of course, that includes your citations. We had 76 speeding tickets. The average violation person ticketed was 21 miles an hour over the posted limit. 4 DUIs, issued 231 warnings, 26 accidents, and 45 incident reports. A couple things I didn't put on there. We received a good seizure award. We actually got it on Friday of last week. I think it was $19,898. It was all
14 cents.
in cash.
Yeah.
And that was from a guy we stopped, had a considerable amount of drugs in the car. We filed on it, he didn't even answer the charge. Come to find out, North Carolina Highway Patrol had taken $21,000 from him about 2 months prior to us doing it, so.
Now, was that in the Hayesville area?
I don't know, I just know it was up somewhere in North
Not,
Carolina.
no, excuse me, not Hayesville, Andrews area.
That, you know, that's what I was under the impression of, but I don't know that for a fact.
That's
So-
a pretty hot area.
Yeah. We got the money, we're gonna spend, $11,600 of that on tasers. The ones we've got, they won't even work on them anymore, they're so old, and the officers are trying to trade out the 1 or 2 that works, and once you end up, one officer takes it home, so the next guy doesn't have one, so I'm buying them 6 new
Have you
tasers.
tested those to see they work?
I have no interest in
We've got
testing
some
anything with
volunteers.
electricity. They better hope they work, because I'm not gonna test them.
You already got a big enough
I've
job.
tested enough, but those will be here about 3 or 4 weeks, and then we're still gonna have a pretty good surplus left over in that. And also, night before last, Tommy Long checked a vehicle at 92 through the red light at Maddox Drive and stopped them, and we seized over 200 vials of pure THC oil, which is any amount of THC is a felony in Georgia. I'm gonna say it's gonna be closer to 300. We counted 245 of them out individually down there. And
How much is it in California?
good question. She may have got it in California. We were able to track this young lady who brought it. She had been to Louisiana. Looked like that's where her trip originated. She'd been to Florida, several places in South Georgia, and was headed into North Carolina. So, very good capture there.
Who did that, Tommy?
Tommy, yeah. And I'll be taking all that to the lab in the next couple of days and get an actual weight and things on it, but, that's a big lick when it comes to that stuff.
You got a good dedicated staff.
Yeah, I do. I've got a good group right now, but that's it.
Okay, does anyone have anything else? Not, I'll entertain a motion for dismissal.
I'll second.
What time?
92, yeah, 2 times.
What's this like? Boy, we getting better.
That's the problem with that. I think she's sampling her wire.
Well, I probably didn't know what to do.